Good morning, everybody. You're live with the Prodigy, man. It's another Prodigy report. We haven't done one of these in a while because it hasn't been nothing this controversial to talk about. I like talk about the good stuff, giving my opinions about stuff that actually matter. As Dame Dash said, I don't like wasting time on bubblegum stuff. Like, I don't care. I'm a thinker. I'm always trying to grow. I'm always trying to find out how to make more money and be a better human being, a better humanitarian. And a guy that I thought could bring some change to Twitter and is very toxic, it was the peak of toxicity on Twitter. The people one side controlling the narrative. We know who those people are. The very far left, hyper obsessive, SJW, probably shut-ins that don't have good social skills, which is ironic because they try to make it seem like they're the highest of highest morally, and they're not. Like they have bullying tactics, but boy, did Elon Musk take this in a far, far sharp right direction when he did this. Now, this is quite apropos. This was something that was mentioned 2 years ago, or at least they played with it, that they might remove the blue verification guy. Where the first issue was when they talked about charging for the blue check marks, which that opens up a weird entitlement for everybody that anybody could be famous. I don't like the idea of that. And we're gonna get into a lot of different pros and cons of why this is good or bad. This is more of a hypothetical. This is a persuasive piece. It's not trying to force anybody to think anything. It's not a preach piece. I'm a thinker. I like to give people the option to. And I think in our country we have a culture that's way too uh uh extreme with thinking that only this side is right, or I'm right, or things like that. And we need to shy away from that. We need to get more back into discourse, critical thinking, promoting critical thinking, like the Russians, like the Chinese. Like, whether you agree with them or not, a lot of those people are very highly intelligent people. Um, Boom, let's go into that. But let me just briefly talk about a lot of the positives with Elon Musk's era of Twitter. Like I said, it's a lot more transparency. Some people think it's a little too much transparency, and I can understand that perspective, but it's a lot of transparency. You'll know if you're banned, you'll know why you're banned. At least I've heard people have seen pages of people explain why they've been banned. So it's a lot more transparency. It's a lot more of Elon, for good or bad, is a lot more accessible than the previous people. Those people were ghosts. They were probably in India somewhere or the Middle East. You didn't know who any of these people were, and they had a very condescending attitude. Like, for example, if your content got taken down and you have no God, they use this thing called a black box algorithm, which the algorithm is you don't know why or how to get in it. That's essentially why it's called a black box algorithm. Whereas the Musk era is a lot more transparent, and I can respect that. So he's a lot more accessible, for good or bad. You can hit him up and he'll tell you something. Sometimes it's a sarcastic remark, but at least you get a response from him. So that's what I enjoyed about the Musk era. And it seems like he has a goal to reward people that are constant, hard working creators, which I am. And in the previous regime, because it was one sided, as I just said, with it leaned very far left with the liberals. So it rewarded them whether they had good skill or whether they were doing what was called, or what was considered forbidden. They were allowed to get away with calling people names. They were allowed with getting away with agitating, or to calling people stupid or whatever it is. These very inflammatory. They were able to navigate a more biased narrative. They were able to do that. Like, whereas the people on the other side, well, if you had alternative thinking, because I'm neither nor. I'm kind of in the center. I lean a little right, but I'm neither. I disagree with the Republicans and the Democrats on several different fronts. It is certain things both sides I agree with, so I'm more of a centrist. But I hate even giving labels. I'm just a thinker. I'm a very critical thinker. Some people don't. I'm a very polarized person. Either you like me or you don't like me, which I prefer. I don't like people that's on the fence. I like you to be either like me or don't. So that's what's good about this. But it's a lot of bad. And I was hoping I never had to make a video like this. Not that I overly like Elon Musk because he do things that I don't necessarily agree with. However, it's I was hoping that this was a new day for Twitter in a positive way. A new day in the sense that everybody has a voice. You're rewarded if you work hard. You're not you're not shadow banned. You're not felt unwanted on Twitter, because I feel like it's a lot of topics I want to discuss on Twitter, but I'm also a person of common sense and monetization. I have to be making some type of money if I'm putting effort and work into any type of piece I'm putting out, any type of information, any type of art that I'm putting out. I want to be compensated eventually, not right away. That's unrealistic. You're gonna eventually get paid. You got to stay in the algorithm. You got to be making content that's unbiased, that's well made. So I understand these things, but I was hoping that's kind of, it was a new day because Twitter couldn't have been bought out at a more perfect time. We're at the height of everybody just being extreme. We're at the height of everybody just being easily offended by every little thing. And Twitter was kind of getting behind that. Oh yeah, man, toxic masculinity needs to go. Oh man, we're gonna force this narrative that's one-sided, all of this, taken away from the left is wrong about everything. They shouldn't have rights about anything. Being favorable toward the LGBT community. What's up, Top Dog? Omari just came up in here. I'm doing an early video because I had to be at work this afternoon. My work schedule's been a bit strange. It'll be more stable this week coming up. I work 3 mornings, 2 nights, but I'll still be home enough in time to do content because I don't really have to close this week, which is great. So yeah, this is taking us into a much more level-headed, or I thought Elon Musk era was going to take us into a much more level-headed direction. But boy, this is a very controversial decision to remove almost everybody's check mark if they don't have a paid account, which I heard there's been some issues with that. There's been people with check marks that didn't pay for it. So these are issues. Elon Musk, you're too intelligent for this, bro. You're too smart. Don't be like these people, these liberals, and I don't have a problem with liberal, but they're a lot of the problem a lot of the times. Don't be like these people that sound ignorant, or these, I call them the virtue signalers. Don't be a virtue signaler where you're not living what you're talking about, where you say, oh yeah, man, I want to get rid of toxic masculinity and Black Lives Matter, but you got all this money and you living next to these people you dislike. I'm talking to y'all Black Lives Matter women. I heard this lady is getting renovations, the top lady, Paulette, or whatever her name is. She's getting renovations, multi-million-dollar renovations done to her home. And she's talking about, where is Black Lives Matter? And I'm not going to get too much of this. Where are they at outside of a black man getting shot? If Black Lives Matter, that goes across the board. That goes against men that are preyed on by the, at times, unfair child support system. It has to apply across the board. It can't just be opportunistic. Oh, yeah, they just shot this, dusty, crusty looking black man. I'm going to say something about it. What about the everyday? What about black on black crime? They need to say stuff about that, too, which they probably have, but not as much. So, this is what I fear with Elon Musk, that right now it appears that he's not doing what he's talking about. He's not, he's a very brilliant man. The things he's done for aerospace and Tesla and technology in general, being just an open mind. He's a brilliant guy. We know that scientifically speaking, he's brilliant. And he's relatively open minded. He's not biased. He doesn't particularly go with one side. He tries to get people to think. But dude, this blue check mark is a large step backwards, man, for a lot of different reasons. Let me talk about the what I call the superficial reasons why I was against it, even before they officially removed it, apparently on Thursday. The reason I was against it initially is because it rewards it rewards people that don't put in a lot of work. It rewards complacency. It rewards it's almost like microtransactions in games, which anybody a game. I'm a gamer. Omari's a gamer. A lot of people in my community are gamers, and I like gaming for a lot of different reasons, but largely because it makes my brain relax. And I'm good at it. And it's the opportunities to make money. But Elon Musk, like, dude, you can't give blue check marks to everybody. That's called entitlement. Like, nobody's going to work hard anymore. Nobody's going to do it. This goes back to when McDonald's was talking about the $15 an hour. A lot of people's like, bro, what? I don't make that at my job. I do way more than what they do at McDonald's. So you open up this type of ocean for these type of crazy conversations to pop up, or which is quite rational for people to be upset. Why would somebody at McDonald's make more than me? Not that we don't need people at McDonald's, but people at McDonald's should not be making more money than entry-level IT people. That's crazy, and that's kind of the issue with this Elon Musk giving everybody the blue check mark, or allowing anybody to get it by paying $8 a month, a subscription thing. Now, this situation is multifaceted to me because I'm not against Twitter being monetized, because I'm a person that can benefit from Twitter. I've been harping for years. I've been on Twitter, like, seriously, since about 2017. That's when I started to take Twitter serious. Prior to that, it was just like, yeah, I kind of make an account and BS and see what people talking about. I looked at it as just another thing, Omar, you can get on if you want. I'm not gonna be very long, but if you got something like kind of real quick to the point that you said about this, I don't mind letting you up. But I wasn't gonna do this long because I want to stream. I want to get on the game before I go to work too. Um, so if you got some quick, concise points, yeah, we can go. But I don't want to go real long on this one. Tomorrow and Monday, we could definitely do something though, because I'll be around the house. Because I'm off tomorrow on Monday. Yep. So the thing with Elon, yeah. So you can't give anybody a blue check mark. You can't make it where it's accessible, because when anybody can get involved, it's going to drop the quality automatically. So that was an issue. I'm like, I don't like the way this sounds, but I'm also not against Twitter having monetization, because it's a lot of serious streamers that can benefit them. Like I said, when I got on seriously in 2017, I felt like it was the right time. We were at the height of a lot of this. We're at the height of a lot of this. I'll bring you up in a second, Omar. We're at the height of a lot of this extremism, a lot of this. People were hyper triggered. I felt like it was a good time. I felt like I had a lot to say. So that's why I started taking Twitter very seriously come 2017. So getting back to the Elon Musk situation, as far as people, anybody being able to do it with the $8.99, and from what I understand, it's different tiers. Some of it's you got to pay $100 for the whole organization, $50 for this, and I'm gonna read the article in just a second. But that right there already brought in issues that anybody shouldn't be able to do it, because that automatically drops the quality when you just let anybody get on there and do it. So with that said, Elon Musk, bro, you got a lot of explaining to do, as Desi Arnaz would say from I Love Lucy. You got some explaining to do, Mr. Elon. Like, bro, the uncertainty of people not knowing if they pay you their money, they'll actually get the blue check mark. I've read a lot of times, because I was considering getting it, because I thought I wasn't going to be able to effectively get into the algorithm or stay in the algorithm without. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to bite the bullet and get it. Not that, because I'm a person that feel like you should have to earn your badge or whatever it is. Like, I don't like this era we live in of what sort of look for. I don't like this era we live in of entitlement and people getting participation awards. And that's what it seems like a lot of this shit is. But I was willing to work for it, but I'm like, dude, I don't want to get locked out of the algorithm. I work too hard on my Twitter. Like, every week, constantly putting out videos. Like, and Twitter is like kind of my nucleus of all my channels. My YouTube is connected there. My Twitch, whatever else I'm on, is connected to there. So it was kind of like my nucleus of my content. So I was like, dude, nah, I don't want to, do this. But I've read way too much over the last couple of weeks of people either not getting their badges or it's taking days. Like, if you pay for that badge, you should get it right away. And that's something that Elon Musk is going to have to explain to people. Like, dude, they need to get their shit right away. But let's read this article together. Let me bring it up here, because I had it up here on the thing. It's kind of dark in my studio. I don't have my light on. That's why it looks like that. Let's put this up. And this is courtesy of AP. This is the first one that came up, and they don't have no ads, so this is the one we reading. I would have liked to do more of a reputable site, but shit, I can't, find one. Let's go to, okay, so this is an article. I'm only going to read some of this because it's kind of dense. So this is courtesy of AP News. I think they're decent, because I've read a couple of this, by Barbara Artois. She did this yesterday. So this initially became conversation a year ago. I thought it was 2 years ago. It was a year ago. So it said the Twitter splash page is seen on a digital device April 25th, 2022, San Diego. After several false starts, Twitter began making good on its promise Thursday, April 20th, 2023, to remove the blue check mark from accounts that don't pay a monthly fee to keep them. Twitter had about 300,000 verified users under the original blue checkmark system, based off, I'm sure, favoritism and probably people with legitimate followings. But I'm sure a lot of that was based off, okay, you don't offend us. You put out content that we can, promote. So I'm sure a lot of that have to do with it as well. Many of these journalists, athletes, and public figures have done it. So it's going to make everybody feel important. That's like a top thing on why I had an issue. Like, I don't know how I feel about this dude. You know what I mean? This sounds kind of crazy. But let's dive a little bit in this. Okay, so this is the beginning of this article. Barbara made this. Shout out to Barbara. Thank you for putting the article out. This time it's for real. Many Twitter's high-profile users are losing the blue checks that help verify their identity and distinguish them from imposters on the Elon Musk-owned social media platform. After several false starts, we just read this part. Twitter began making good on this promise Thursday to remove blah, blah, blah. We read that part. High-profile users who's lost their blue check mark Thursday include Beyonce, Pope Francis, Oprah Winfrey, and former President Donald Trump. This was a bit of a surprise, but it also proves that a lot of people were saying about, oh, well, certain people might not use it. This right here proves that Elon Musk does not show favoritism because he allowed Trump to get back on in November, I think, of 22. He reinstated his page, which he should have. If people got issues with that, we could debate it. It's TJ Time 1991 on Twitter or on YouTube, TJ the Project. I got a lot of reasons why Trump should have been banned. And if you think he should have, that you're closed minded and not a real American. The cost of keeping the marks range from $8 a month for individual web users to a starting price of $1,000 monthly to verify an organization, plus $50 a month for each affiliate or employee account. Twitter does not verify the individual account, as was the case with the previous blue check mark. This is the part I'm a bit confused about. Do it out during the platform pre-Musk administration. So this is a bit confusing. So Twitter does not verify the individual accounts, as was the case with the previous blue check mark. So this sounds like another way of, it sounds like Twitter's going to make money, which I don't have an issue with that. But it's too unclear with who kind of regulates this. Like, this is going to be a problem. This is another thing. Come on, Elon, you got to explain this, bro. Like, I don't like uncertainty, especially when it's something that a person's being charged money for. People are going to ask questions, as they should, about something like this. Let's continue. Celebrity users from basketball star LeBron James to author Stephen King and Star Trek's William Shatner have balked at joining, although on Thursday, all three had blue checks indicating that the account paid. Now, this also sounds suspicious. It sounds like they either pay some money or Elon, you know what I mean? He was like, you know what, bro, I don't want this smoke. Just give it to him. That's what it sounds like. It's too much uncertainty. It sounds like we're going back to the left, but this is just the right doing it. We have to get where it's unbiased, where it's a rule, because a lot of people say things are rules, but it has exceptions. Rules don't have exceptions. I will argue that to the death. That is one of the main things I argue about anybody with. If you make exceptions, if you show any form of nepotism or favoritism, it's not a rule. And I have issues with that. And I'll never respect anybody with that type of mentality. I'm sorry, I just won't. Because a rule is supposed to be something that when the time is right, you can reform it, but it's not something that's supposed to be wavered. It's supposed to apply to everybody. It's supposed to be fixed. That's what rule is. Somebody said, quote, is it King? Which one? Which King is this? Oh, Stephen King. Okay. Quote, my Twitter account says I've subscribed to Twitter Blue. I haven't. My Twitter account says I've given a phone number. I haven't. King tweeted Thursday, just so you know. I don't know if that's he's being true or if he has an agenda. See, it's too much uncertainty. You don't know who actually likes Elon Musk. Let's just go off he's actually being right in this particular, because I'm a very critical thinker. I ask questions when something don't look right. You should too. In a reply to King's tweet, Musk said, "You're welcome." Now I don't know what the fuck this says. Name steal, whatever. And another tweet, he says, paying for a few personality. He later tweeted he just paying for King, Shatner, and James. Interesting. Okay, this is weird. So, dude, like, this is an issue. And I was just listening to Charleston White, who he's an agitator. I respect agitators. I respect people to ask questions. He's a black socialite. And I don't know about socialite, but he's a very intelligent dude. But he contradicts himself. And this is kind of what's going on with this situation with Elon Musk. Like, dude, you're going to have, me personally, I'm just going to say this right now. I don't think this is going to stick. I don't think this is going to stick for the simple fact that people aren't going to go for it. It's going to be a lot of backlash that's in a counterproductive way. A lot of even people that supported Musk taking over Twitter they're not going to be okay with this, dude. Like, you have to know that this is not going to stick. I don't see this sticking at all. Because you can't be saying I'm gonna pay for these people, but these people got to pay on their own, and then be transparent about it. Like, Elon Musk has to learn at times that he has a lot of this Trump thing where he needs to learn to stay out of his own way. Like, just because you're brilliant don't mean you need to do everything for yourself. Sometimes you need to hire people that'll tell you, editors, like, bro, you can't say that. That's compromise to your business. That's compromise to what we're doing. You need that person sometimes. And then some people's very brilliant people all have this in common, where their ego will get, okay, because I'm brilliant at this thing, I need to do everything. No, sometimes you need to get out of your own way. And that's the situation with this. Singer Diane Warwick tweeted earlier in this week that the site's verification is an absolute mess. I agree with her. It is. The way Twitter is going, anyone could be me now, Warwick said. She had an earlier vow not to pay for Twitter Blue. Like, bro, this is fuck shit, bro. Y'all need to be reevaluated. I would say in the next 4 weeks. And this is not going to last, bro. It's a lot of reasons, which I stated earlier, that this is a bad idea. And we're continuing to see how. And some people are saying it, and they're being very unbiased about it, which I can respect, are saying why this is dumb. Mainly because it just gives too many people, like, bro, this is a troll's wet dream when you give them this type of power over people. Like, you can't, like, come on, bro. Let's continue. For users who still had a blue check Thursday, a pop-up message indicated that the account is verified because they are subscribed to Twitter Blue and verified their phone number. Verifying a phone number simply means that the person has a phone number and they verify that they have access to it. As long as I can make this private, I'll verify my phone number. I don't want people seeing my phone number. It does not confirm that the person's identity. This is a problem, bro. You have to have something that confirms somebody's identity. Maybe a social that's blocked or that's only seen by Twitter and you, something like that. Because obviously, if it get compromised, I know Twitter did it. They're the only people that had access to it other than me. It wasn't just celebrities and journalists who lost their blue checks on Thursday. Many government agencies, nonprofits, and public service accounts around the world found themselves no longer verified, raising concerns that Twitter could lose its status as a platform for getting accurate, up-to-date information from authentic sources, as they should if they don't. This needs to be addressed, bro. This is crazy. Like, that we even talking about stuff like that. This is absolutely insane. This shouldn't be happening. Now, let's go to why I think, as far as verification, I do like the idea that people have to, I think people should have to have a non-troll sounding account. Like, you can't have something that's obviously fake looking. Like, John Fake 1-2, all these numbers. Like, it needs to be more rigorous background checks on people to make sure they're not trolling for the sake of trolling. I've said for a long time, or I thought I should say for a long time, that all social media need to weed out people that aren't on there doing anything productive. We have to find a way, and it needs to be well thought out. It can't just be slapdash overnight. We have to be able to come up with a way, because it's too much. Now, I'm a pretty strong-willed iron person. Like, it takes a lot to try to get to me. It's not very easy. I deal with trolls online all the time on Twitter, people making obvious fake accounts. I just don't pay attention to it. You can call me all you want. You just ban people. I'm going to keep doing it because I'm a business person. I'm not even going, bro, I don't pay attention to people. The best way you'll be wasting your time trying to troll me, because it doesn't work. It just doesn't. But I do think it's a lot of people that's susceptible to bullying, and that's not a culture that you want online. If you're legit about business and getting people on here to be content creators, and we already know y'all eventually gonna put ads on there, I'm cool with it. Just pay me some money. Pay me money for my content. You can put ads on there. I'm not gonna get upset. Oh, it's ads. That's more money going towards me. Long as I get paid what I feel is a fair amount for it, put ads on my video. It happens on Twitch. So I'm okay with that. But we have to get to the point where we get rid of these people that aren't contributing anything. It's a lot of it's too easy to make multiple accounts. At the very least, restrict somebody's account that want to hide their identity just because they're a troll. They shouldn't be able to make more than one account. That should be gone right away, because it's causing too much confusion, too much issue, and it makes people, it runs off common sense people. They're like, bro, I don't got time for this. I'm busy in my life. I got other stresses in my life. I just don't have time for this crap. So it needs to be a way to filter those type of people out. And I don't think any social media, it's not even just Twitter, I don't think any social media has done a good job with that. None whatsoever have done a good job with that. So, Musk, bro, you got some explaining to do real bad right now, homie. Like, this is bad, really bad. The official Twitter account of New York City government, which earlier had a blue check, tweeted on Thursday, this is an authentic Twitter account representing the New York government. This is the only account for NYC Gov, runs by New York City government, in an attempt to clear up confusion. Okay, so a lot of people, you know what, dude, right now, this is what you're going to have to do. Say, that's not my account. And for the people that are fans of people, make sure you add them. If somebody's sending you any type of soliciting, or I'm this person, make sure you tag them. Hey, bro, screenshot the message and say, hey, this person's pretending to be you. Is this actually you? That also clears things up, because when I'm in a wrestling, I have a lot of friends that's wrestlers. People, oh, you only got 200 followers. You don't know how many people follow me on Instagram and other stuff. So I let you talk and sound crazy. I'm a very influential person in wrestling. Whether the current regime wants you to believe it or not, I am. I know a lot of people in the wrestling business and celebrities that don't tell you that they know me, but they do. So if you're a true fan of theirs, what you should do is screenshot when anybody's trying to solicit what looks like an obvious fake account and say, bro, is this you? That's how you can help them out, help weed them out. That's the best thing you can do. So be proactive in that way until Twitter or Elon Musk cleans this shit up, dude, because this is out of control. Fewer than 5% of legacy verified accounts appear to to have paid to join. What is a legacy verified account? Does that mean my friends I'm pulling favoritism for? Like, come on, what is this stuff? Twitter blew as of Thursday, according to analysis by Travis Brown, a Berlin-based developer of software for tracking social media. Musk moves has riled up, and Omari, I haven't forgot. I'm gonna call you up, and just as soon as I finish reading this, Musk move has riled up some high-profile users and pleased some right-wingers figures and Musk fans who thought that marks were unfair. No, it's not unfair if you earned it. It's not unfair if you earned it. It's unfair if you just letting people pay to get it. Yeah, but it is not an obvious moneymaker for a social media platform that has long relied on advertisers for most of its revenue. They need to continue to give people advertisements that actually have something that's being talked about that's professionally made. That's all. That's simple. Do what YouTube does. Just don't be biased like YouTube is. Digital intelligence platform SimilarWeb analyzed how many people signed up for Twitter Blue on their desktop computer. Only detected 116 confirmed signed up accounts last month. That's not too bad, actually. When you multiply by $8 and $11, that's quite a bit of money. But like I said, this needs to be weeded and vetted properly. It's not being weeded and vetted properly. After buying San Francisco-based Twitter for $44 million in October, Musk has been trying to boost the struggling platform revenue by pushing more people to pay for the premium. That's not the only way to do it. That's one way, and I'm okay with them getting the premium stuff as long as you get the if I'm gonna pay for premium, you better put me in the top, whatever I'm talking about. If I'm talking about sports, whatever, I need to be in the top algorithm, especially if I have consistent videos, there's no complaints about it, and it looks like it was well made. The audio is good, somebody got a good mic, they got a good thumbnail. This is the type of people you reward. You reward hard workers, not just people that pay $8. This is what the issue is. But his move also reflects his assertion that blue check marks have become an undeserved or corrupt status symbol. Yes, it has. Boom. Let's keep going. Twitter began tagging profiles of blue check marks starting 14 years ago, blah, blah, blah. And we can always say it's favoritism with that. I'm pretty sure it is. You know what I mean? If you're preaching the agenda of whatever corporation owns it and all that, yes. Like I said, this needs to be an open-ended conversation. This is what we need to get better as a community. Now we're going to bring Omari up, maybe do another 10 minutes, and then we out. I got much more content coming up for you. I got a WWE video coming up on Monday. Tomorrow we might probably kind of follow up on this. If it's more to follow up on, we'll see what's to talk about. We'll figure something to talk about out tomorrow. On Monday, the WWE's mistake of not using more outdoor venues and also them being dumb in other marketing. We're going to talk about that on Monday, so look out for that. Omari, I'm sending you the invite now. I'm going to give you about a good 10 minutes because I got to eat and still get on Twitter, or actually Twitch. I'm talking about Twitter. I'm on Twitter now. So yeah, we got about maybe 10 minutes, and then we're gonna shut it down because I'm kind of pressed for time. I got to be at work at 3:30. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. But y'all happy Sunday, Monday. I'm off tomorrow and Monday. So, boom, I'm sending it to you right now on Twitter, Omar. Go ahead and get on that demo. So, yeah, this is like Elon. You got a lot of explaining to do. I wasn't planning on going this long, but I figured if somebody wanted to get on, we'll go a little longer. But I was only planning. But it was a lot of explaining I had to do when I opened up and, verifying this and that, blah, blah, blah. It was a lot of following up to do with this. So, I meant to put in the thing, thank you, player in Zane, whoever it is that retweeted my thing. I don't know if you're just the person that's trying to solicit my service or what. It looks like it, yeah. So they retweeted. How many followers do you even get? Because people, bro, if you please retweet my stuff or I won't take you serious. Like, stop trying to solicit. Help me help you. Like, come on, bro. Omari, what's caused all this, man? We got Omari from Oklahoma in the demo. What up, kid? Smart as 18-year-old. I know. What's going on, man? What you got to say about this blue verification? I just found out last minute yesterday. I haven't really been on Twitter much lately because it has been nothing I want to talk about. Unless one of my friends tagged me or something I don't get on.
Top dog and what is up, everyone? How's everybody?
Yeah. Omari is in the demo. Person that's becoming somewhat of a regular on my show. Man, this Twitter stuff is crazy, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I was just on Twitter. It was this hot girl, bro. I'm gonna tag you, bro. I'm gonna tag you.
Yeah, tag me in that. What do you think of this blue check mark situation?
She was finer than a piece of cheese, but that's our subject though. I really don't care. I just get on Twitter to say what I gotta say or roast people for saying stuff.
Right. So what about this idea of entitlement? Like, I don't like the idea that anybody could just pay for the blue check, but that's my main point of contention. Generally speaking, like, I'm not going to get into all the, a lot of people are taking this too far. Oh, Elon's dumb. No, bro, he's a businessman. The problem is I don't like that anybody can just do it. Like, you should have a platform that's serious. You constantly putting out content. It's quality content. That's the people that should be given. Like me, if I'm paying for this, you better put me in the top search engine. And that's why I haven't paid for it, especially since people, I paid for it, I ain't got it yet. Nah, bro, I'm not having them type of problems. If I'm paying for something, I better get it right then and there. You know what I mean? So that's why I haven't got it. And also, I should be in the top search engine if I'm gonna do it. But go ahead. What do you think of these? Anybody could just pay to get it.
What does this blue check mark even do?
The blue check mark makes you more authentic, and you're one of the top influencers on there. It's mainly it was originally only given when Twitter first started. I would say like around when they start giving out like in the early 2010s. It was given to public figures, government people, celebrities, stuff like that. That was which I get why you give it to because they have large followers, they have large fan bases. But some of them don't deserve to have it because they just use it to be stupid. But yeah, that's what it is for regular people. It kind of showed. My theory is it was largely based off whoever was the agenda at the time. I'm sure a lot of LGBT people that didn't have much to talk about got one just because they're favored in current political climate. But generally speaking, it was people that had large that was influencers, quote unquote, and it made you appear more important. That's all it was.
I really don't have too much of an opinion on it, honestly. Just get on Twitter, just post.
But do you think it's crazy that anybody could pay $8 and just get it?
Pay $8?
It's starting at $8 for regular. It's $100 for businesses, $50 for something else. It's. I'll send you the article with the breakdown. It's like 4 different tiers to it. But generally, it's the basic sign up, which you get an edit button where you can edit your tweets. That's what comes with it. Allegedly, you get it in the top algorithm, and you just get the blue check mark. That's what comes with the $8 a month.
That seems kind of favorable to me. I mean, get the check.
Speaking to your mic clearly, what you say?
That seems kind of favorable to me. I mean, you get top search it. Can't speak. You get to be in the top search engine, and you get to edit your tweets. That seems kind of good to me. That's kind of a deal for $8. I feel like add some bonuses where you don't get suspended.
Sure. And I think that's something that they're working on. They're trying to work on where it's less that. And I opened the video with that where I like that about Elon Musk that he actually it's clear if you got banned. Like he don't just take people down just because the cucks want you to come down, just because the whiny SJW. That's what the previous regime that took over prior to when he took over last October. That's what they was doing. Now, dude, I'm not even gonna lie. 2023, I was heavy, especially when Rumble became a thing, the alternative to YouTube. I was highly considering leaving Twitter, bro. I was only gonna stay if my fans wanted to, but because I got tired of the bullshit, dude. Like, okay, this person could call me this and that, and on fake accounts, and sometimes not fake accounts, and you don't take them out. But because I'm not promoting this agenda crap that y'all, bro, I wasn't gonna have none of that. I was heavy, and Elon Musk came at the right time. I was heavily considering leaving Twitter in 2023. I was gonna leave and just go elsewhere. I wasn't gonna deal with this shit, dude.
All the people getting mad saying they was gonna leave.
A lot of people they not gonna leave. Even the people now that's complaining not gonna leave. They just go they gonna rally up the troops and just complain, and then Elon Musk just gonna laugh at them. They gonna quote tweet him and trying to what y'all gotta understand is he runs the app, bro. His money is what runs it. He got Trump back on, even though I'm sure y'all cried about that, bro. It don't matter when you have money, you got friends in high places. It ain't gonna happen. The most y'all can do is try to some type of way buy him out and hope the liberals get back control of Twitter. Or try to get the Congress to sue him, which he probably gonna counter sue him with the money he got. So yeah, it's just like, bro, he gonna laugh at y'all. Like I was like, I don't agree with everything he does. Like clearly, that's what this video is about. But I agree with a lot more what he did than the previous Twitter regime. They didn't do that. All the previous Twitter regime made people run off and make it toxic. That's all they did over time. Like at first it was like, oh yeah, everybody got a voice. That's what they initially sold to you, but ultimately, the reason it got bought out because it was going backwards. It was proof that they lost money. It was a bunch of fake accounts on there. It was people weren't as real as you thought they were. It was a lot of fake, unactive accounts that had to think, oh, Twitter is used by as many numbers. They was using that WWE crap. WWE got as many downloaders as no, it's not. You know how many bots Stephanie bought? It's proof that Stephanie bought a lot of them bots because she was a global ambassador. Like, wrestling is not talked about by everyday people in the streets. That should have been a clear indication that it only have a limited activity on Twitter. Stop being dumb and ask questions, bro. You know damn well WWE didn't have all those active subs. They don't have people watching a show every week.
I haven't talked about it in like a long time.
Right. Yeah. And it took for people like me and TWRP and them to say like, bro, no, those numbers look dumb. That is not true. You know what I mean? People get mad, but it is what it is. Like, you find out Santa Claus wasn't real. That's all it is. Like, these people are fake, pump faking, bro. I can tell you, I've been in the media world for like 8 years, bro. I know when somebody's lying or being fake, bro. Like, it's not what you think it is, bro. It's not.
Like, I haven't seen no one talk about like anything WWE in like about like 6 years at this point.
Yeah, probably since like the last time the Rock came back in 2011. That was the last time WWE had any major press in the mainstream. And when Brock Lesnar's contemplating going to UFC or doing something else, that's the only time they get ESPN. Any other time they have to pay ESPN to get Charlotte and all that on. You think ESPN know who Charlotte is? Let's be serious, dude. Ric Flair goes on there because he's Ric Flair, but they don't know who Charlotte is. They have to pay ESPN to get her on there.
Yeah.
They was like, bro, we're not wasting our time with this crap. Pay us money for her to get on here.
The last time I saw people actually talking about wrestling was, like I said before, you know, the John Cena versus The Rock feud, and that's because it's two you know mainstream
major names, yeah,
two major names in John Cena and The Rock. So that was the time they ever got any mainstream buzz, because that match got WrestleMania 28 the highest buys of all time. Could be wrong.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
so I think that's what I heard. Yeah.
But
and it wasn't even a particularly good WrestleMania. It's just because those two names on there. It was actually one of the more mediocre WrestleManias ever in history. It was not a great, outside of the Hell in a Cell and the Rock match, it was nothing to watch on that card. You had like 12 matches or something. Like, it was only 2 was marginally watchable, and the Hell in a Cell match was well past. Like, who wanted to see Undertaker and Triple H fight again for 3 years? Like, bro, come on, man. Who wants to see that? Then Shawn Michaels was in it. He fought Undertaker twice. It was just like, it was oversaturated. Like, bro, y'all had new talents y'all could have developed at the time. Y'all chose to go with that. Like, they had to make it a Hell in a Cell, because otherwise nobody would have cared to watch it. It would have been another rematch, you know. Yeah. And it was kind of overproduced. It was all right, but you know, it wasn't. The Rock and Cena was what people went to see that night. Let's just put it like everything else was garbage. It wasn't even worth talking about.
But you was talking, but those bots is not real. Those is bots, especially the celebrities too. So hey, we need to do a stream on Hollywood, because Hollywood they's not doing too good right now. We need to do that. It's part of tomorrow.
We've done a couple, but I'll have to see something specific to talk about. We've done quite a few of those in the past before you start coming on. Me and my other team was doing
a lot of money. Disney's losing a lot of money. They firing them. And
you know what? A good time to do that will be when WWE finally get bought out, because all that stuff is related. When they finally get merged over to Endeavor, we'll talk about that, because Disney was one of the companies that was trying to shop around for WWE, but WWE was like, nah, bro, y'all gonna change our content too much. And then anytime it's even a slither of a lack of Vince losing or Vince not having control, that's an automatic no. It don't matter how much money you offer him. It don't matter, you know, how good the quality of your content. It don't matter. Vince is going to say no, because he has to have some level of control over his content.
Well, deep down, I still kind of like Vince. You know, he hasn't been the best. I mean, he hasn't been the best. Like, he hasn't been, you know, the Vince, you know, that book, you know, the old. You know, he hasn't been that like 10 years. But we need him. I would say
sure. Yeah, I mean, he still got a pair, bro. A lot of these orgs and people like George Lucas, bro. Like, George Lucas sold out to Hollywood, bro. Like, look what he did. He allowed to happen to Star Wars for money. Like, he's a sellout, bro. Like, I don't have no respect for George Lucas, bro.
But yeah, Disney, they losing a lot of money and they're firing a lot of people. And I think this could be, and I think this recession in Hollywood, and I think this could finally break up the Hollywood monopolies. I think this can lead to a rise of independent studios, and like we got to get new ideas for once, instead of going back to the 80s for like the millionth time. Like, dang, like leave like old stuff alone.
Yeah, I agree. You know what I mean? And that's why people like Elon Musk was a good thing for Twitter. But once he get this verification checkmark stuff in place, we'll be straight. But right now, I mean, he's just he's sort of part of the problem, bro. Like, bro, you don't want to come in this Trump situation, boy, where you asking yourself to get canceled, bro. Like, you're one of the few people with a platform that actually can help people like us, people like everybody that's in my community on Twitter. Like, dude, stop tweaking, bro. Like, this is just a tweaking ego move. Like, you too smart for this, Musk. He's way too smart for this, bro. Don't play into. You're doing exactly what they expect. They expected you to crash and burn, and you playing right into that. These SJWs that want to see you fail, that come in all walks of life, whether they public figures, regular people like, bro, they wanted to. They're like, yep, they got that I told you show attitude. Don't give them that type of power over you. Like, there's a lot of people I prove it on every day. They always think, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. And I put the document out, and then they either block me or they get mad and try to bait me into an argument. I just silence the conversation. You're not. I'm a money person, bro. You have to understand I'm a businessman. I'm going to stop taking your ass serious when you start talking crazy. You know what I mean? I'll argue with you a little bit but when it's obvious that you're trying to bait me in and try to get me canceled, I'm just going to stop talking to you.
I'm arguing with this retard yesterday
Mm.
because he was saying he put out this post about like there was average. No, well, it started last week. He got it from Jennifer Connelly, right?
No, I don't know who that is.
Okay, so it's like like the hot the hot model celebrities of the '90s, right?
Sure.
This guy gonna say that there was everyday women at like cafes and restaurants hotter than a lot of the hot girls, and I was like, what? I was
Not
like,
very often. You maybe in like California or something, but
yeah,
not everywhere.
yeah. And I wasn't even alive back then, but even then, I know from seeing old pictures of what it's like back then. They look no different. They look outside of them being fat, they look no different than nowadays. From what I see, outside the obesity issues.
Speaking of which, do you know who what's that fucking girl's name? Brianna Renner. You know Brianna Renner?
No, I don't.
Brianna Renner is a girl that was online. This is relevant to what you were just saying. She got a lot of flack because she's like, I think Brianna Renner is like a little. She might be a year younger than me. She like might be 30 or 31. She was going around saying, "Yeah, I need me a hot 18-year-old guy or 17-year-old guy," which in a lot of states 17 makes you a legal adult. And she got a lot of flack for that. But people made a good argument. This got brought up yesterday. I was actually listening to Say Cheese podcast, which I only listen when they have Charleston White because he's hilarious. The rest of that crap I don't listen to when they had him on there because it's just rap beef. I have no interest in rap. That's such an oversaturated market. I don't care to listen to that. Every once in a while, if it's a rapper I actually kind of like and I see and I can relate to what he's talking about, I'll cut it on. But other than that, I don't care about that. But they mentioned Brianna Renner. I think that's a girl's name. And she was talking about, I need me a young 18-year-old guy. You know what I mean? These other guys don't know what they're doing. She got a lot of flack, but the counter argument was, it's men that do this all the time. Like, look how many men have dated women 30 years younger than him.
Yeah.
Now, both of the people were grown, but it was just, it looks morally bad. Get out of here with that. 18 is grown, bro. Now, I wouldn't date an 18-year-old, but I'm just saying, like, if that's what a person want to do, they're grown. There's no problem with it.
Yeah. Well, this kind of now I was talking about like they were saying like this retard was saying that like if you walked into like a random food court at a mall and there was gonna be hotter than a lot of these women in Hollywood. I'm like, what? I'm like,
not likely, not very likely.
Nowadays, yes, because Hollywood doesn't cast hot women no more like that.
Right, barely.
But and he's gonna get out of here. And I wasn't like, bro, like you said, maybe if you live in California, but from other places I've seen, they look no different to today.
Right.
Them being fat.
Let's spin this back to the Elon Musk thing. Now, matter of fact, let's tie it to what you just said with the women thing. This is another issue.
What you was talking about? How you silence the conversation. I have to do that.
It's just I don't, bro. When you take away from our folk, because a lot of people allow themselves to get railed into a black hole of irrelevant conversation, and a lot of them are terrible debaters, so they just gonna keep circling around. So, and at that point, it translates to you wasting my time. I don't care what you call me. You call me soft, a wuss, a coward, or a banner. I don't care, bro. When you start taking away from my productivity and my money, I don't take you serious. I don't give a fuck who you are. I just don't take you seriously.
And the guy that I was reacting to, a lot of people was grilling him. And the only kind of argument he was saying, she was mid in the 90s, and everybody just kept grilling him. It's like, bro,
I would say stay away from that type of stuff because those type of people bait you into they gonna quote tweet you, and next thing you know, you're gonna get your stuff suspended. So unless you want your time to be wasted, stay out of that stuff. Even if it's a 6-hour suspension, that's an inconvenience because what if you had something planned to talk about on Twitter that day? Now you gotta wait, and less people might see it because it was strictly planned for that day. Stay out of that type of stuff. I've learned to stay out of that. Like I've got banned, I got suspended maybe 3 times overall on Twitter in the last 8-9 years, and it won't happen again because it cuts into my productivity. I don't like that. But as far as now, let's tie into what you said with the women. Another large thing that we did not factor into this conversation, but that we need to mention right now is another issue with the blue check mark verification. It's going to be a lot of women trying to pretend like they somebody that they not, and they're going to be trying to solicit money. They're already doing it with OnlyFans and Instagram. You just gave them a third option to try to what's the word I'm looking for? Con people online, basically. You gave them a third option to do that. So, and it's going to be a lot of transgenders pretending that they this person, that person, only taking shots. They probably got, surgery. A lot of them get good surgery that make them look like attractive women. They only gonna shoot from the top up, and a person that don't have a critical eye, you're not gonna be able to tell. So that's another issue that I don't like about the blue. It opens up too much of a door for to be deceptive. I don't like that.
This shit pissed me off yesterday. So it was this high schooler, right? It was this high school girl volleyball thing. And I know I'm getting a little bit off.
Mm. Oh, did we lose Omari? We might have lost Omari, and which is great because he's starting to talk about some interesting stuff. To wrap this up, because I wish we would have had Omar, but I would have been done in the next 3 to 4 minutes anyway. What we have to understand is the lack of transparency is always going to be the downfall of anything. When people don't know what they're getting, especially when money enters the conversation. And we just gave y'all several reasons why this is a bad idea and it needs to be addressed by Elon Musk, all parties involved, Twitter. This needs to be addressed because it's too much deception that could be manufactured out of this. Dude, we thought you were the change, Elon. You have to be the change. You're too brilliant. You have too many resources, too much money to not be able to get everybody that deserves, I'm putting emphasis on deserve, a check mark, an actual check mark. Like for me, content creators, other people out there that's content creators. That, but also it needs to be objection. It can't be lean to the right too much. It can't lean to the left too much. It has to be whoever works hard get what they need out there. It needs to be free flow of information of people that have been allowed or that actually done thorough research and that they can be fact checked. Of course, you can't just allow anybody to put fake news. That's been an issue across the board on Twitter too. It needs to be addressed. Stop allowing anybody to put news out there that haven't verified their sources. As a matter of fact, them the type of people I kick off Twitter. But I don't care if they left, on the right side, gay, straight, it don't matter. Disabled, tall, little, it don't matter. You'll get kicked off. You put fake news because we're not going to compromise the integrity of this platform for your stupidity. It's not going to happen. So that's the type of stuff that we need to do. It needs to be leadership. So before you're able to lead, you have to be willing to be a leader first. Elon Musk, you have too much money, too much influence to be this person that's kind of like, playing into the craziness online. Like he needs to use a little more discretion when he does things. Because he's brilliant other than that. But like I said, scientifically brilliant. But we're going to wrap this up. Yeah, let me know what y'all think on Twitter. It's TJ Time 1991. All lowercase letters, ITS, TJ Time, the year 1991. I like having conversations like this with anybody on there. It's too bad we lost Omari. And also on YouTube, TJ the Project, TJDA Project. I'm becoming more of just a general reporter because other stuff I was interested in, I'm not interested in, other than gaming. Wrestling is bothering. I don't like wrestling no more. Movies are crap. A lot of TV shows is garbage. A lot of stuff I generally would like to discuss. Only thing that's left for me to really discuss on occasion is politics, even though a lot of that sucks. But I'm more interested in because at least that deals with critical thinking, coming up with solutions. Because I'm a very solution-oriented person. Like I have the way a great world is in my head, and I have to put that out there through my art. You know what I mean? So yeah, shout out to the team, Omari, Jason. Oh, I got two Jasons now, old school Jason and Jason West. JoJo, we're gonna get him back on probably this week. I'm trying to get JoJo back on Monday. We just been having a couple schedule conflicts in the past, but yeah, tomorrow, Monday actually, because today's Saturday. Monday, why WWE is lacking when it comes to not doing shows outside and how they're losing money. We're gonna get them some advice on that. That's the only way I'm interested in talking about WWE from the business spectrum. They're creative and their show is garbage. I have no interest in talking about their show at the moment. It's just they're just plowing through until somebody buy them pretty much at this point. So yeah, I'll talk to y'all soon. Once again, let's continue this conversation. It's CJ Time 1991 on Twitter. Like it, dislike it. Think I'm smart? You think I'm not smart? I just have a good argument. That's all I ask you to say. And I was not planning on having this long, but I knew I wanted to give Omari a couple minutes to talk. So yeah, I'll talk to y'all soon. And I'm rich, bitch. But yeah, we'll do shows periodically, but I'm not gonna be constantly putting stuff up unless it's something to talk about. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bless y'all, family.